Hello and welcome, and it's time for another one of those buy low, sell highs. And if we could, we could, definitely me, because I'm doing this, and fortunate to ever have volatility that occurred before. Well, we can show just how dominant this strategy works. Now, when we come to the end, spoiler, this is going to end up outstanding. But when the market was moving at the end of 2017, it really was a no-brainer time for when the major profit taking took place. For Bitcoin, really didn't get going until like December, end of November, December. And at that time, altcoins were really in the major funk. You were just looking at me, come on, they were falling for so long. And well, during the time frame when Bitcoin really got off in December, altcoins got crushed bad. And this is when Bitcoin rose to 20. So as it was going from like 3,000, probably 6,000, to 10,000, altcoins weren't doing good, and it was getting worse as it was going to 20. Now Bitcoin hit 20 and then consolidated for a while, but that's when altcoins started running. And we'll see then that when you got into Christmas time and the new year, it was just an obvious time for major profit taking. We're going to notice it when we take a look at this here, just how major profitable these situations can be. At the time here, and this is November 2016, 1248 was the ratio with Mona GRS. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at first, let's say looking at trading this, you're like, okay, let's look for like major 20% moves. I got the 4 hour time frame. So you're looking at like 6 times per day, which is something that could easily be done, if not even more than that. But just to be able to get enough plays, I'm going to do a lot of pausing to moments, or else this would definitely be a 2 hour video. So I'm going to, hopefully I'll get it under 50 minutes. But the spreadsheet that I'm going to be using is as follows. It's very simple. All I'll do is put in what the ratio is. I'll state what I'm going to sell, and I'll have a formula to determine what I get on the other side. This is what I'd start with because the ratio is 1248, so I'm going to have the same amount of each one in value. And because Mona's worth 12.48 times higher, well, that's why the numbers start like this. And what it is, it equals this number plus the sum of everything here. And this is equals 1,000 plus the sum of everything down in here. And it's to forever. It's net GRS. This is just the sum of everything here. That's all this is. This is the sum of everything here. And then we can see what our ratio for the whole net game is. And this can help us determine when we want to make major aggressive bets on one side or another. And just see how major we can turn this up. And when I'm going to be forced to change this from no commas and 2 decimals to 0 decimals and commas because the inventories get out of control. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be normally fast forwarding it, but for the first few, I'm going to be pushing this button to scroll to the right and wait for the market to have a significant move to one side or another. And you're like, okay, well, now it's up $1.20, but that's not that great of a percentile move. Even that at 14.29. What are we at now? We're at $1.50, $1.70. That's nothing too okay, there we go. 15.56. So let's make a trade. So I'll put in 15.56 in here. And then from at this stage, what are we going to do? Well, it's going up. What do? Do we sell? We obviously sell, but what are the two are we selling? When the market goes up like this, that means the first coin on the right, on the left, like you see Mona / GRS, that means Mona's winning, we'll say. So that's what you would sell. So now how much do we want to sell? Well, we have 1,000. We could sell like, say, maybe like 165, we'll say. But now what we need is a formula because, well, what would the formula be? And we'll assume that you just got Binance Coin, you're saying you're doing something, and you just got a separate fund to pay rake, just to make it easy on this sense. And rake is really not going to make much of a difference to these numbers as it is anyway. And especially if you could trade better, sometimes you can actually get positive rake, but we'll throw that part aside as well. So I'm going to put a negative on it because I'm going to reverse one for a positive. So I'm going to be getting a coin of, I'm going to get more. So I'm going to take this number and multiply by this. And I've already sorted this for 2 decimals in advance as well. So now this has given us what the trade is in here. And it's obviously going to keep calculating this. And then I put the line up there that recognizes where I was last trading. And then wait for the next opportunity. And on this close in here, I would pretty much want to go like pretty much way down here, nice little breakout above. And I'm just going to go through this fast because there's just so much data and this thing does get wild. So you ask yourself the question, do you need to trade again in 1796? The answer is, well, what's the number? 2.4 differential? No, I think I'd want a bigger move. I'd be thinking 19. So we'd be getting close. You'd be seeing it. I mean, this is one of the spots where you could make a trade if you want. You could try to get a better price. I like the setup, and there you go. So now you'd be like, okay, 1923 we'll take. So we'll sell some more. We have 835, so maybe we'll go like 145 now, and we would accumulate 2788. A bit of time has went by, and we can see now when you want to go 2520. It's a decent game, but you got a nice bullish setup. You realize a breakout is nice, and say you take the chances. And this is where if you sell, could have got a buyback, and now you have all of this stuff happen. So when this goes down to 15, that's not that great of a decline. So this is a spot where you just go a long period of time where you're just not trading, and that's just going to happen. Okay, let's be real here now. Um, so when you're in a spot here at 27, 60, and you missed out before, and you got a gain of like 8 basis points, you might as well, let's say you make a trade here. So 27.6. And I think you're still, like 130 is going to give you a very good score. This is what I think I would do. You're still going to be left with 560 after you're done, and you pick up a 3588 spot. So now you got like 21,000 of these babies. And we can see here, I'm going to have the lines, so this is where the last trade on the sell would have been. And when a spot like this happens, this is glorious. In one period, you do like this, 14 and a half. Yeah, I'll do a buyback. And in a spot like this, we can go really aggressive. We got 14 and a quarter. I mean, this is just what I love about the game. Now I'm going to be selling GRS. And I've seen the move pretty much lose half its value. I started off the game with 12,000 of these things, and I've increased it about 50% from the original 3 trades alone. How much do I want to sell? I'd have to say at least 6,000. And I had to pause the tape for a bit, so I don't know where I left off, but I do know where I'm going here. And it's how much would I sell of all the major accumulation after, really, I've gained 8,943 more. And I think in this case, I would probably want to sell probably about 7,500, 8,000, 9,000, even 10,000 of them. So I'm going to go 8,500. So now for this, for a formula, I need this number divided by, and I have to put the negative in somewhere, this, and I'd get back 596. And then from this point, it went up a bit here, and I thought about, I was waiting, if it broke this resistance up to here, I would have ended up selling. And then we had this level of support. I didn't want to sell in here. It was close here. I mean, oh, do I sell here? I almost did. Wait one turn. I'm like, yeah, now I will. So 9.8. And the ratio is in a negative position, meaning we're actually profiting both coins. I've got 156 more Mona than I started, so I want to do that and more. So let's just do, like, say, 400 and 400. And then a few periods later, rallied not enough for me to sell, and now it's bought down again at 646. And I've already taken the decimals off of this side, because I definitely don't need them. We'll just do the rounding on the automated number. But selling here, owning 16,000, up 4,000 of them in a very large move overall. I can definitely take my profits in a bit more. Maybe go like 6,100, and I'm left with still over 10,000, enough to make more trades left if that time comes in. And average right now at 248, which is better than the 646. So for this case, I'm going to actually scroll like I normally would. And in here, this is too low. And then I would just be realistic in here of where I would make my next trade. And when you're in the near where you were last trade, there's you need a big move down in here to happen. And right now, here we are. Here's a interesting move. I mean, you trade here, 316. And I probably want to go, I got 10,000. I can go 3, half is 5,000. I could go all, but I don't want to take that chance. but maybe 4,000 even. I mean, I'm left with 6,000. I can sell 3,000 after that, or 2,800. And in a spot here, it's able to build this level of resistance. So I think in a spot here, you could try to think, well, it's probably going to go to where it came from. So 6 2/3 is probably an area where I could say I could go for an aggressive play, try to get somewhere near that level. Now you're reaching closer. It's a gamble to not sell here because if this goes down to like 4 and it settles in, it's bad news. And you already got a big rate of ascent, and it's slowing down. So at this point, I'm like, I'm just gonna, I'll take 565. And now we have to decide how many we sell. Ownership is 2,966. Last trade, we gained 1,266, and we've net gained 1,900. This is where I just do a two trade flip. I'm just going to take a good portion of what I did before. So that's a net gain of 66, like 81. But on the other side, it's a net gain of 2,695. That's huge. So then I would just move this up to here, and then see it's playing, and there's that number I could have got if I would have waited, and I'm so used to that in real life. 735. Do I want to take it now? Probably not. I probably still want to go for closer to like a little above 8 if possible, even. There we go, 816. I'll take that. And now we're in a situation where I have a gain of this. Actually, this is the wrong one. It would be copy paste here. I'm selling Mona. I've got 1,781. Gain's very decent, and I went through an aggressive sale last time, and now I wish I would have only sold like 800 or 700, but that's fine because these numbers are always going to work out in the end. I know they flip back and forth. That's just what they're going to do, and that's what I want them to do, and that's what I'm playing them to do. So I can go 700. I won't get as much as the 66.95, but I still pick up a good number of 57. That's still a huge number. And I'm up 6,600 coins on the GRS side from here, and I'm still up uh, close to 8.1% on the Mona, adjusted ownership of coins itself. Then we have a little bit of a gain up to 1112 there after the fact, so let's put another sell in. And with the ownership of 1,000 and change, we're up 81. I think in a nice 450, 475, 500 area. Getting still a good amount. Obviously, playing really aggressive above here is the reason why I'm underperforming. Where I could do the opposite. If say I sold like 500 here, then I maybe go 600 and stuff like that could happen later. Different strategies, and it's when you're doing stuff like this. This is what I like to do is just practice and see how results come into play. This way you can get a good feel for it. And when you're doing this in real time, you be very experienced without any real risk at all. And then it goes up even further, but I need a good break above that. I probably want to have it come back down to like 8 even. 8 or lower on the way down. Well, there's 733. So that'll work. That's 8 or lower. And as far as deciding how much to sell, as far as this is concerned, I'm out 393, so I'm going to be making that a positive here. I sold 475, so I'm definitely going to be making more than that back. I got 24,000 to sell, and I look at it, if I sell everything of what I did last time, if I were just do 52.82 as an example, actually I got to do the negative on it, obviously, but I would get 721. That's a big relief help for Mona right there. So oftentimes I may not do the full, but maybe something close to it. Just take a small gain on this side. Yeah, I gain 207, and here I'm gaining like 200, like a lot more, which I'm in more need right now of it. So I'll sell more based higher or lower amounts based on my needs of the other of both of the coins on how much I need ownership of one or the other. And at this stage now, positive on both ends of the spectrum. I got a little greedy here. I was thinking about selling up top here, and I knew I should have, I guess, but now the play's too late, so I have to wait for the next play. And I wait. This was a tough decision down here, but this one works out because now it's down to 442, which is where I'd make the trade. And now we're in March of 2017. And it's a very aggressive move. I got 19,000 of these. I could liquidate a lot of them. I've gained 6,000. I could just take that whole 6,800 lot and just see what I can get. And I could even say I want to do a bit more. And that's probably what I would do in a move like this. Maybe sell about, you know what? I'm going to just take most of my profits. I'm only going to leave like 178 back. And for what it's worth, take the decimals off. It's still a good move. 626. I mean, $1.80 move. I'm going to sell. Nothing too big. Maybe about 600 or so. Which means I still got 2,200 Mona and I got 16,000 of the G's. And I was thinking about waiting because this would. I mean, do I sell now with a gain of like two? I probably should, and I will. But I mean, that I could have skipped out on that 634. Just got a better deal. But either way, whether I sell now and to get it at 827, either way, it's a profit long term, and we're going to see lots of it. And we might as well go relatively aggressive. 2,200 and plus 1,200 on the ownership is a spot where we can. Definitely even go more than what we did last time, but probably not. Maybe 575, and I get a good ownership of 4,700. And then now back down to 619, or yeah, 619. And really, it's just flipping back for what you got. I got good ownership of all of it, so I probably just do something where I get good amounts of both coins. So if I go like 39.50, even maybe a bit more, 41.25, maybe even a bit more. Then here, what I've got is I got 16,000. I got 23, 8-to-1 ratio. This has had a lot of nice volatility. An aggressive play would be going like 6, 7,000, 8,000, and maybe whatever else, but this is probably going to work out extremely well. And it doesn't take long. Just a couple periods later, it goes down to 398. So more volatility, more trading as we head into April of 2017. And it's got to be a large bet. It's at minimum, I'm thinking 6,500. Minimum. I'm even thinking going 7, 75, 8, 6,900. That's a gain of 1,734. Now I have less GRS than I started this game with. Okay, that's just how it's done. And I have, 4 times more. Because I started with 1,000, now I got 4 on this end here. And an average trade at 0.83, just an amazing deal so far. And I'm just going to do this one period at a time because this is higher than that. No, that's not. That's too low. Well, see, it would have worked. I could have got the bottom end of the play. And you see, I could have got the high. What happened? Okay, I fixed out the technical difficulties. Hopefully, they don't come back. But if established resistance, and this is not even the greatest of trades, so I probably want to get somewhere up here and a break of this support, either a key break on either side. 217, I guess, is that key break. And I definitely don't just recommend selling everything here. You can go close to half and gain 2,000 on the other side. That's now a gain of, that's like, wow, that's a big move. And I want to go tick by tick on this. It's just too probability to be volatile. And that's nothing. I need a bigger move than that. That's child's play. No, 3. No, I mean that's good percentage, but I'm still saying no way. Even 4 something is where I'd like to be happy with, and I gotta take it. It's too close. It's too good. 217 to 388. Yeah, that's a sell. So now I can take maybe something like 1,600 of these and get back 6208. And see where it goes from here. Establishing resistance, which is nice because I want a clear break above it. I mean, this is where I go, bet long, exitation of the 18. We'll see how it goes. I mean, now we're showing strength at the 18 highs. Oh, as if these markets, well, hey, it's playing out opposite. Still not buying. Failed breakdown, eh? Oh wow, this is sick setup. It's not choppy in here too. It's not breaking out. Man, that resistant buildup there at this level is huge. So now it's now there's your breakout of it. So this is like a terrible time to sell because it's just going to at least go to like, and I got a good gain on the 392, but just like 710, like 720, 730, 750 seems conservative. Okay, 834. And in this case, the GRS ownership at 11,000 is yeah, this is going up. So yeah, we're selling Mona. So we have 4,500 of them. At least 2,000, I'm thinking. If not even go like 26, but 2,000 is just a huge gain. 16,680. That's sweet. See where we go from here. And I always feel that I mean I hit the top so far. Correctionary move to the 18. Wow, do I take it? 494. Let's press my luck. I'm still not taking 477. I mean, now it's just slinging on to the 18 lows there. But it's neutralizing the situation. I don't like that for a bearish. That's less bearish. I would think maybe, but I'll just trade at 477 back. And a good gain of 16,000 on the other side. I'm not going to do anywhere near that number, but pretty decent amount. Maybe 7,500, and I still get 1,500. That's a very good portion of what was sold. I'm only out 428 from this one, and up like a 9,000 or something from there. So we'll see how it goes. There was a move up here to 630, but I know I wouldn't have taken that, and I should be going it this way here. That down move, I don't think I would want to take either. Now we're just congesting on last trade. Continuation of congestion. Serious congestion of that last trade area. It was going so fast, I might miss. If you're there for it, I mean, it was there. But obviously in this case, not really. But bullish setup, I think I can get higher than that. And I guess if I was there, I might have been able to. I'll settle for 719. And of course, now I wish I would have sold like 15,000 instead of 75. But you know what? That's all fine and dandy. But I can even flip this thing back in here, the 1,500. Maybe go ahead and maybe flip 1,450 of them, maybe, and then get a serious gain of 10,000 there. And here we are now in May 2017. Not that strength at the 18 highs, and then it just crashes. Now, do you want to play it back? It's a pretty good move at 533. I'm going to press my luck for one turn, of course. Okay, well, now it's back. I get a second opportunity, and I'm, of course, pressing, or two opportunities, and I passed each one. And now that nice ascending triangle wedge area, that's missed opportunity. Oh, that's a bullish setup now. Oh my goodness, breaking that resistance is just, and there we go. I mean, alert, time to go long. I mean, wow, what is it really going to go up to? Like, I think I know it has a big move probably. That 10, 12. Even then, I mean, it's just that's like a bullish signal. Tell people to buy to sell higher. Oh, and there you go. And you know what? I still think it would go. It could go more, but might as well just make the trade. It's 1188 though. And you own 2,600 of these things. You sold 1,400 last time. Maybe you oversold. Kind of wishing you'd sold less, but let's go 1,100 here. And I'm gaining more than I did before. Up 31,000 of these from 10,000. And up 572 from 500. Negative 55 price. The larger the negative number, the better it becomes, of course. And let's continue on. And breaking out that level of resistance. But I don't want to sell at 14. That's not enough. Even that's not enough. probably like 18, even at least, I would think. And on the way back down, I'd be thinking like 7 2/3. Getting closer. 8, not quite, but you see how we established the support. I think it would have a lower move lower after that. And there we go. 722 is good for me. And given that I own 44,000 and I just recently accumulated 13, I can go like 11,005, and that 11 number is going to be much higher. Yeah, it's close to 1,600 on the play. And when you're playing spreadsheets with this, if I just scroll down like this, all the formulas work for me. It will continue to work, I should say. So let's continue on now from this point. Nice bounce from there. You'd like to see that after a buy, but it's just you think where you're going to sell. You could easily wait to go like 11 at this with this volatility. You can get like 11 and a half area for a next area. That's a good volatile move if you're able to get it. It's showing a lot of strength with the highs. There's a breakout pattern right there. Might not do it, but usually it does, and we continue to see strength at the highs. Now it fails, and back to last trade area. Nothing I can do about that. If I sold up there, I could have bought back. Well, too late. And I could have done it again. Although buying back, it would have been hard to buy back there after I probably would have waited for like that 730ish or so level. But just a long wait for whatever happens. We're into June of 2017 now. Oh, jeez. I don't see how you'd not. 531. I know I probably should have done it turn before, but. And I would have actually. I mean, that's just a clear break of support. That's why. The differential number from 531 to 729 is good. And the ownership is 32,800. I've gained 20,000. So I pretty much can do about the same, I think. A third is like so easy. I can do a little under that at 10,000 and get more than I did before, accumulating 1883. And the continuation of further. Oh, I could have waited for more. I might as well take it. 353. I mean, the differential's pretty good. But I only sold about a third of what I had last time, and I could do very close to a half. I could do 9,000, which is a gain of well over two now, like 25 or something. Yeah, 25.50. And so oversold. But I could continue to go down. Do I take another crack at it at 244? I think you do. It's too volatile of a move. And nothing wrong with selling everything here if you want it. It's way oversold. I mean, these numbers just go way up and way down. And it's went. I mean, we were at 1188 before, even higher, a bit higher than that. Now 244. But owning 13,000, I could probably get away with like 7,000. Still got. I mean, I can still pull off all in or a 4,000 or a 3,000 trade bet again. But accumulating 2,800 and now 10,000 of these other Mona coins. And there's a little bit of bounce. I definitely. I mean, no way I'd be taking anything until like 4.5 or better, 4 2/3 even. It's just too volatile. Yeah, I don't want 415. No 420. No, definitely now. Like even that's just barely breaking out of resistance. I gotta think 5.5, and even at 246 buy, it's a great number. But I mean, you could work out to bird view because that can top, and I'm seeing strength at the 18. No need to bail out. Yeah, this looks bullish to me. The bullish setup continues. Nothing to break it. I feel that. Oh, that's got a good pattern, and I don't know what's going to happen, which is good. I mean, I know it moves wild, and the pattern is not breaking and continuing to strength. There we go, 643 trade. And as we can see here, sick gain that we're going to be getting on this side after four trades in a row. A major accumulation, like 2,500 and 2,800 the last few times, getting this up to 10,000. 10,000 ownership. So I have to say like 3,000, 3,500, 3,600. Let's go 3,450. Just a number in my head, but 22,000 I gain from like 6. Okay, okay. How do we do? Up 16,000 from 10 and up 6,000 from 1,000. Let's continue. So I'd basically be looking to sell again if it gets back into conjunction in here, which would be like close to 9, maybe even in the 9-ish area. Buyback if it gets to like 4 or something, maybe. At least I'd be considering it in the 4s. So let's just see where we go. And nice pattern to continue for further gains, but slowing itself down, but not there. There we go. 845, not quite good enough. Look at that volatility. You could just flip it back and forth there if you wanted to. If you obviously made the trade, it's close to selling here. Yeah, I'm gonna. I don't want to take it. It looks too good still. It's a. Oh, it's too much. It should have. I'm not gonna. It's still probably 952. I know is the number. 952 is what I was looking at. Yeah. What I'm saying, it could still, but I was like, okay, if it's settling down like that, that's what I was looking at. So therefore, let's put this on a. We got 7,000 of them to sell. So let's just do maybe 2,600 of them. We still gained more than we did last time at 24, and now we've got this back up to 53,000. And a spot like this, buyback, you're looking in this range between 5 and 6.5. And sell back at the upper end of this resistance here at like 13 to 14, 15. And it's going lower. Does it? I hate going too fast because I probably could miss it. And this is when I do this all the time, not recording it, I miss a lot of it. But I realized, well, what would I do in this situation at 548? I'd buy. I know that every single time. There's just no other way. I already said before I wanted to go back when it came to this range. And given we have an ownership level here of, well, we're now selling this at 53,000. We gained 24 and 22 the last 2 turns. What a huge accumulation. So maybe get rid of like 16,000 of them. And we still gain more than the 3. I mean, look at this. Gained 400 on this side, and we only give out like 2/3 of what we got. We keep a third of the last buy. That's like all about that. That's awesome. So now I'm waiting to, if it has a leg down towards here somewhere, if we rally up towards here, that's where I'd be looking to make my next trade. That's not low enough. And just move it through. Try to go as fast and as slow as I can. It's a fine medium to do, or tough. My original plan was just to pause till I get there, and I was doing that early. Not quite good enough at 388. 362? Yeah, why not? I mean, I think reason why I don't want to is I think the chances I can get 320, 310 is so high. But why not? 362. So then, with the 37,000 that we got, maybe go like 12, 13,000. I got a good chunk. 12.5. That's in between, and the 3,400 more than I got last time. Now 10,000 is. I started with 1,000. That's 10 times more. Started with here. Well, 12. I doubled this because I have net gain of 12. So I have 2x here and 10x there. So that's like about a 5-6x median gain. So now wait for it to come down to this lower end here, 220, or sell when it comes up to this level of resistance in here, the 5 or 6 number. And like I said, I knew it was just gonna go down there. I still want better than 250 though. Okay, I got 173. Again, another time where you can go all in, aggressive. Let's go 13,500, sell a little bit more than half. That was just too large of a move. And see what the next period has in store. More decline. Probably buy at about a $1.20ish, $1.10 area. Wouldn't sell anywhere until we get anywhere closer to like 3. 240, but not quite good enough. Even 3.25 minimum, I would think, especially now that it's developing this resistance range here. I mean, really, you think it's just you could wait to 423 if you really wanted to. And well, spoiler, I mean, this thing moves wild, and well, let's be real here. I would take that. It's just, I mean, nice leg break. Yeah, I mean, this is just a decent leg from here to here. It's the 3 little bears. This is just right. So the 3 little bears thing that I talk about. So that's like a no-brainer. I do 358. And for what it's worth, I got 7,800 last time. Well, if I take 6,500 off the board, that means I'm still gonna be left with over 12,000 of my 18,000 ownership. And the 13,000 negative, that's gonna be like what? 20,000, 23,000 even. Huge gains. So now we're like looking to come back to where we came from here or new leg higher. The same thing again. I can only do one of the next two things. Nice little setup. I know I like. This is why I normally like to look at like looking at it this way because I can see the candle by candle better. But this lets you see where you came from in many spots and many periods ago better as well too. So there's advantages to looking at what I call long and short candles. I don't call it too often in videos. Okay, you develop this resistance range, so I'd be looking at like 5/3 at 540 area minimum. Like a lot of strength amongst the highs. Now has faltered a bit, so possible lost opportunity to sell for what would have been a less move, but even that's not low enough to sell. So you figure this trade occurred on like July 22nd. Now you're on like August the 9th. So all this waiting time is the equivalency of that of about 3 weeks. And now we're just going to expand into the fourth and maybe the fifth. And now you're getting close to the buy at 293, but back to last trade. Now you're going to take a look at more of these just to, because this is just a tight range that it has managed to put itself into. And forcing me to go like this. Okay, showing some interesting bullish behavior that could spark, but again, I need a good. Of course, that didn't last for long. Uh, so now we're talking about over a calendar month now. It was July 22nd. Now we're almost into September here. Okay, well, there we go. Let's just be back up there a bit. Where would we realistically? Not 260. I would really consider 235, 240. And now I would take 2.2. And the ownership is 34,000, accumulating 23 of it the last time. So this is going to be a very light trade, like 12,500 or something. Gaining less I did before, but here's a trade-off. Oh, so I barely lost here on these two. I lost like 818, but I gained like over 12,000, 13,000, or over 11,000, or close to it rather. And then we just continue on. I mean, at 220 buy, I don't need to sell until we get back to congestion around 3 2/3. No need to go down here until we really go into like 140 or lower on the other side. As far as the next trade going up 362, close enough. That's high. So we got 5,600 last time owning 17,000. So pretty much the same sort of deal. Like 5,200 gain like a small 400 score and then gain like 6,000 on the other side. Let's continue on going. So now sell basically where this line is now, basically where current price is today. At least at this level minimum. Buy back at the lower end of this range, maybe like 2 1/3 and lower kind of deal. The 490, maybe a bit. I want to see it over 5 for sure. It's just one way of looking at it. And it's still a profitable trade, and even that I wouldn't have taken. I would be like, I just as because it goes over 5, mean like 510 doesn't mean I would take it, and I didn't, of course, when we had this high up here, like 506. And now you're just congesting and breaking out away from last trade to the upside and then breaking down. Again, just going a significant amount of periods. Again, they don't need to go down until like this lower end level for a buy, 230. Although came close here, not quite. Now going back to last trade and just going a good period of times without making a trade. Missed opportunities, but not really because that's just going to be part of the game. Just like in baseball, you're going to strike out a few times. There's a move to 2. And we're kind of doing this back and forth flipping here, which is fine, which is all good. So with 18,000 from before, that's we own 40, so nothing wrong with doing like 13,750 and getting good gains on both sides. So now we started off here with 10,000, up well basically 146%, and up 18 and a half times here on the Mona. And let's continue on. I would want to get, I think, into higher area, like 286, 288 high at least, if not three, above three. And then on the way down, we're probably look at one and a third. And now when you're talking above three, because we're resisting high 2.9, I'm talking like 3.5, 3.6 even now, because of the strength that I'm seeing amongst the price action in here. And it continues at nice strength. So 3.41, I want a bit better. I'll take three and two thirds. And that means we will pretty much be doing what we've been doing here. I mean, maybe go 6150, gain 700 and a quarter, and then gain like almost 8,000 here. Over 8,000, almost 9,000 rather. And then sell basically, we're pretty much where that line here is in here. Buyback, maybe somewhere in this lower end here again. And it's going down now, but not much. Oh, that was an interesting move that hit to that level. Of course, you have to have orders in or be there at the time for that to happen. But it gives you an indication that it's just going to be making its move there soon. And that's exactly what it's done. Uh, let's take trade here at 528. And it's going to have to be a light sale. Not the greatest of volatile moves compared to what we've been getting, which meant you could have waited as well, too, for a better play. But I can get away with selling like 4,000 and still get a good yield return of almost what it was last time and still have 9,300 to work with if the price continues to go higher. So, and that's what it does, and that's a good move. Let's take it, 738. Maybe go maybe 2950 or something, and I'm going to have to copy and paste this here to get that. No, it's still 21,000, so you still got 320,000 buys in a row. 92,000 now with the overall GRS ownership. So let's continue on further, and it's continuing to go up. I think buyback is, well, we got 540. I was thinking really around four and a third is where I was thinking in that area, four and a half. And then selling well over 10, 11 is what I was thinking. Maybe I should have bought that when it was there because it's got a better than a decent bullish pattern now. Yeah, not surprised, 1294. And it would have made the play so much better had I done that before. Because now I've got the problem of running out of inventory, but I'm making sure that I have enough to sell, and I did. So I can go like 2,200, and I would still leave myself a little bit back. Even 2,100 is gonna 2,000. That's all I need, I think. Making 2,500 is a really good number. I could even make a case when he's selling 17 or whatever. So let's continue on, and of course it goes up 18. I think if it goes this parabolic, you could just wait for big moves and take it. Just take bits and pieces. 1973. I'm going to sell more. Again, you're in a situation of being able to sell everything, selling large, all that type of stuff. And I can go 1675 and I pick up well over 30 now, 33,000 new coins. 23, and I wouldn't want to go sell again to 27 to 30. Well, I'll take 33.98. I could easily get away with selling everything again, and I'm going to want to go close. 1,300 is well near half, and a gain now of 44,000. And it goes up even further, 41, 45. A bit gain, yeah, a bit more higher. I'm going to sell, and that's a bit more higher, 58.30. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell about 1,466. At some point, might want to make that decision and just take the chance and wait for it to dip back down below the other side. So if it goes way up, you're not going to be able to participate, but now you're down to 30.9, so you can get some inventory back, which is what you're going to do. And you actually would have done it here. Realistically, 32.16 you'd do it. And you could even almost go for the, that was a lot of sellers in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow. You could almost be like, okay, well, now of the 85,000, I could just take like 55,000. And you'd have more than you did before, but I can afford to do more than that. I can go 72,000 just to ensure that I build that inventory back up. Even though I know waiting for a lower price would be the better play. Because if you're buying a market like this, it could easily get back to 50, 100 fast, and this thing could easily fall to 10 because of the high price move in which it ended up having. And in this, it's consolidating. I probably want to sell north of 50, 57 area. Buy if it comes down maybe to about 20 or so ballpark area. And then just wait. I'm going to skip it fast because I want to make this video as quick as possible. I'm already looking at the time that it's... And here I'm just looking away. I'm literally looking at the time. So I know if you knew more, you wouldn't do it, but 20 was pretty close just because of the support level. I don't think I would have taken 20. I would have a little bit. I could go lower at 18. I'm like, yeah, I got to take it, even though I know it's going to go lower. And we got 200,000 of these things. Okay, let's go 70,000 again. Gain of 3,800 on the other side. So now up about, we started with 12,000 here, so gain of like over 10 times. Started with 1,000 here and a gain of over 6 times. And because it is 45 minutes in this video and I'm only on October 2017, I still got all of September or August, October, November, December, January. So I got November, December. I basically got 3.5 months left, and then I want to talk about the trading, a bunch of other stuff as well after it. I'm going to do this part 2. I don't know if it'll be tonight. Might be. Probably will be. Thank you for tuning in. Bye bye.